Jesus changed my life because I was out there on drugs for 30 years. But it didn't start there. My life started when I was a child because I was sexually abused as a child. And as I grew up and growing in relationships, I didn't know how to deal with relationships. And when I got into one, it led to drugs. I was smoking, I was drinking, and things just started going downhill. I got married. That didn't last long. That was a disaster because we both was on drugs. So we got married while we was on drugs, and we stayed married for about 2 years. And that didn't work out, and it just kept going, and I kept smoking. And it started pulling me away from my family, my children. And the last relationship I was in was Tamara's father, and that was a big disaster because that was a big letdown for me. And at that point, I just had somebody to get my children, and I didn't want them to go into foster care like I were. I grew up in foster care, and I aged out, finished high school, went to my father's house, stayed there, got pregnant, and it just like my life was all like, I didn't know, because I didn't have no leader. I didn't have nobody to talk to. I didn't have nobody to tell me what I was feeling inside, what I was going through. And the years that I was on drugs, it just tore me apart, and I buried everything that happened to me in my life. Even I was raped. I had attempted rape. I was shot at twice. I was robbed during the course of my drug addiction and hanging in the traps, selling drugs. I wasn't selling drugs, I was smoking it. They would give me packs to sell, I would smoke it. They come for their money, I tell them I smoked it, I didn't lie. But the drug was like, it's 365 days in a year. And I smoked every last one of them days, day in and day out, because I buried it. Was so buried so deep that I just didn't feel anything. I didn't trust nobody, I didn't want to trust nobody, I didn't trust no man, because I was sexually abused by a woman. I didn't trust no women, I didn't trust nobody. But when I came to know Christ, Tamara, my daughter, was calling every day to get me to go to church, and I would tell her next time. But the last time she didn't call, she stopped calling. But something happened that made a turnaround in my life. I had smoked so much drugs that day till there wasn't no more drugs to get. So I just laid across the bed and went to sleep. But I normally cut my phone off. That particular night, I did not cut my phone off. I put it in the bed with me. And the next morning, I couldn't get up. I couldn't move. I was just scared. So the only thing I could do was call the paramedics. And they took me to the hospital, got checked out, came home. Tamara got my medicine. I took the pills that day. I did have a job, I had just got a job. And I called them, I had a check. She took me to get the check. It was rent due. Rent, they didn't get that though. I smoked that same day. And because I was just like, let me back up. I was with a friend that I stayed with for 14 years, he had passed. So at that point, I just didn't care. I just gave it all up. I don't care no more. I don't care what happened. I said, I smoked myself to death. I don't care. So, but after everything had done smoked out, done spin up, tears started rolling down my eyes. And I just said, I need help. And I called Tamara. And I told her, I said, I need y'all to come get me out this hellhole I'm in. Because I'm tired. I can't do this no more. And she told me, said, Mama, it's 3 children you have. Which house do you want to go to? And I picked one, and it was Janet. And I got over there, got situated, and Tamara called me and said, Mama, do you want to go to church? I said, yes, come get me. And she did. And I got in church. Whew, give me a minute. And then Pastor had an altar call. And I went to the altar. I got saved. Then I got baptized. And then it didn't stop there. It was something that after I got baptized, there was something missing. I didn't know what I was missing. So I got baptized again. I got dipped again. I got dipped twice. And I feel like it was something still was missing. It was the Holy Spirit. I had to be filled with the Holy Spirit. And once I got filled with the Holy Spirit, things started changing in my life. I started speaking differently. I wasn't depressed anymore, but there was something still going on with me in my mind. The devil was trying to torment me. He was tormenting me with my mind and my past and what I was coming out of, and when I was I was turning over a new leaf with Christ. The devil tried to stop me. He tried to kill me. He came in a dream, was choking me. He tried everything. He ran me in a closet in a dream. I was running from him because I didn't want that life no more. But I tell y'all, whoever listen at this, God can change your life. He can break those chains. He can break those barriers. He can break that addiction. You don't need no rehab. He healed me in one day. I was healed and I was saved and I was delivered from that. And now I'm free to serve him because he's our everything. We don't have to depend on drugs. We don't have to depend on pills. We don't need that in your life because it only brings torment, stress, death. So that life is no good. So whoever's listening, take heed to this. Get rid of them drugs. You don't need it. You need Christ. You need Jesus. That's what we need. Because he's our all in all. He's our support. He's our sustainer. He's just everything. And now I'm free. I'm not depressed anymore. I sleep at night. I don't have to worry about anything because he took care of that. I'm his child. And the world, I don't owe the world nothing. The world don't owe me nothing. I don't miss it. It's good in the light. I was in darkness, and now I'm in the light with Jesus.